Welcome back my YouTube channel worth old coin value today. We'll explore the fascinating story behind this coin 1981 1-cent Lincoln Memorial coin, a small piece of copper that holds a big place in American history. Whether you're a coin collector, a history enthusiast, or just curious about the value of old coins, this video will take you through every important detail of this remarkable penny. The 1981 Lincoln Memorial cent is one of the most recognized coins in the United States. It features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and it became an enduring symbol of American pride and unity. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll see Lincoln's profile facing right, with the word liberty to his left and the motto, "In God We Trust," above his head. The year of minting, 1981, appears to the right side, marking its creation during the late 20th century, a time of economic and cultural change in the United States. The reverse side of the coin displays the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a beautiful detail that many people overlook. The inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum appear above, while the denomination 1 cent is boldly engraved below. The 1981 penny was minted in huge numbers. Over 12 billion coins were struck across 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark for proof coins. This was one of the last years the penny was made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, before the U.S. Mint switched to a mostly zinc composition in 1982. This change in metal composition marked an important moment in coinage history. Copper prices had risen sharply, making it more expensive to produce each coin than its actual face value. So, the 1981 cent became one of the final true copper pennies, a detail that makes it special for collectors today. While billions were minted, not all coins are equal in value. Coins with mint errors, unique conditions, or special varieties can be worth far more than face value. Collectors always look for coins with full details, sharp edges, and original luster. What experts call mint state condition. One interesting aspect of the 1981 Lincoln cent is that it comes in 2 different varieties for the proof coins, Type 1 and Type 2. The difference lies in the lettering style of the word S on the mint mark. Type 2 has a clearer and more defined S, and it's often more sought after by collectors in terms of everyday circulation. Most 1981 pennies are only worth a few cents based on their copper content. However, coins in uncirculated or proof condition, especially with special varieties or rare minting errors, can reach astonishing values at auction. Now let's talk about value, and this is where things get truly exciting. While most 1981 Lincoln Memorial cents are common, a rare few have fetched unbelievable prices due to perfect condition or unique errors. One such specimen, graded in pristine condition and featuring a remarkable double die error, reportedly sold for an astonishing $2.8 million. That's right, a simple 1 cent coin turning into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Such a high value is extremely rare and depends on many factors: grade, rarity, provenance, and the uniqueness of the error. It's these small differences that turn ordinary coins into valuable collector's pieces. That's why careful inspection and professional grading are so important when evaluating older coins like the 1981 Lincoln cent. If you have a 1981 penny, the first step is to check for its mint mark and look closely at both sides under good light or a magnifying glass. Search for doubling on the letters, unusual die marks, or anything that looks slightly off. These small details can make a big difference. Even if your coin isn't a rare error or proof, it's still a fascinating piece of history. Each penny tells a story about the United States, about art, economy, and national pride. Holding one is like holding a tiny piece of American heritage that has passed through countless hands and decades. Collectors appreciate this coin, 1 cent 1981 Lincoln Memorial United States coin history. The 1972 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin from the United States. This seemingly humble penny holds a fascinating backstory, historical importance, and for some collectors, an incredible fortune. The beginning, this coin 1972 Lincoln Memorial cent is part of a long-standing series that began in 1909, introduced to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most respected presidents. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking from the earlier tradition of symbolic figures. The obverse design designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse, or front, of the 1972 cent features a side portrait of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. His thoughtful gaze and defined facial features were based on a sculpture Brenner had created years earlier, reflecting Lincoln's strong, enduring legacy. The reverse design, the reverse side, displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears. Created by Frank Gasparo, this design pays tribute to the National Monument located in Washington, D.C., and if you look closely, you can actually spot the statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. A remarkable detail for such a small coin. Materials and composition: 1972, the Lincoln cent was still being minted from a bronze alloy, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It wasn't until 1982 that the composition changed to a copper-plated zinc. This makes the 1972 cent not only heavier, but also of greater intrinsic material value compared to modern pennies. Mintage and production: the U.S. Mint produced the 1972 Lincoln cent in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia struck the most, with over 2.9 billion coins. Denver produced around 2.6 billion, while San Francisco contributed roughly 376 million, primarily in proof quality. Proof and circulated versions: the San Francisco Mint focused on proof coins, made for collectors with a high-gloss finish and sharp detail. Meanwhile, Philadelphia and Denver handled the circulation coins that ended up in everyday use. These differences play a key role in determining a coin's rarity and value. Double die obverse error: one of the most fascinating facts about the 1972 Lincoln cent is the existence of a well-known mint error, the double die obverse, or DDO. On this variant, the date, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust" appear noticeably doubled, making a highly sought-after error coin among collectors. How to identify the DDO: collectors can spot the 1972 DDO by looking for strong, clear doubling with the naked eye, especially on the date, 1972, and the lettering. This isn't minor or questionable doubling. It's dramatic and unmistakable when genuine. Proper lighting and magnification help confirm authenticity. Grading and condition matters. As with all coins, condition is key. Coins are graded from poor P1 to perfect mint state, MS70. A 1972 cent in circulated condition might be worth only face value, but one in mint or near mint condition, especially with a DDO error, could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Rarity increases value. A 1972 DDO is listed as a major variety in coin catalogs and is well known across the numismatic community. Fewer than 250,000 examples are believed to exist in good quality today, making them rare enough to spark serious collector interest, especially in high grades. Auction records and interest over the years: 1972 Lincoln cents with the DDO error have consistently performed well at auctions. Some MS65 examples have sold for over $3,000. However, one particularly pristine and rare error variant, tied to a unique provenance, reportedly sold for a stunning $1.4 million, setting a benchmark for Lincoln cents and proving that the right combination of rarity, condition, and timing can result in life-changing value. Beware of fakes. As with any high-value collectible, counterfeits exist. Many imitation DDOs have been produced over time, So it's important to verify your coin through a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and professionally grade your coin, providing peace of mind. Why it's more than a penny. The 1972 Lincoln Memorial Cent is more than a piece of copper. It's a connection to American history, a symbol of presidential legacy, and, in some cases, a treasure. It reminds us that coins in our pocket could hold stories and even fortunes waiting to be discovered. Who should care whether you're a lifelong collector, just starting out, or someone who came across a shiny old penny in your drawer? This coin 1 cent 1972 Lincoln Memorial United States coin history. This coin 1971 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin from the United States. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this episode will guide you through everything you need to know about this humble yet historically rich penny. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American coinage since 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th birth anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over time, the reverse design evolved, and by 1959, the Lincoln Memorial replaced the earlier wheat ears, symbolizing a new era in American history. The 1971 Lincoln penny is part of this Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 until 2008. This reverse design, created by Frank Gasparo, showcases the Lincoln Memorial in great detail, and if you look closely with a magnifier, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the building. It's a small but powerful tribute to one of America's most respected presidents. Now, the obverse of the 1971 penny features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, also designed by Brenner. The motto, "In God We Trust," arcs over his head, with the word liberty to the left and the date 1971 to the right. Depending on where it was minted, the coin may also bear a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. No mint mark indicates it was minted in Philadelphia in 1971. The U.S. Mint produced billions of these cents. To be exact, over 1.9 billion coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, around 2.9 billion in Denver, and approximately 525 million in San Francisco. With such high mintage, most of these coins are common and circulate widely even today. However, as we'll see, not all 1971 cents are created equal. A key point of interest for collectors is the 1971 Lincoln cent, especially the proof coins. These were specially struck for collectors, using polished dies and planchets. They have a mirror-like finish and can show amazing detail. Some of these proof coins, particularly the double die obverse variety, are extremely valuable due to striking errors. Double die coins occur when the die that strikes the coin has been engraved twice with slight misalignment. This results in visible doubling of the letters or numbers, particularly on Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. The 1971 SDDO double die obverse proof penny is one of the most sought-after errors in U.S. coinage. The 1971 S-proof DDO is considered a rare find and commands strong interest in the collector's market. In high grades, especially graded PR 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, these coins can fetch thousands of dollars. Their rarity and sharp doubling make them a highlight in any error coin collection. Aside from proof coins, even regular 1971 pennies can become valuable depending on condition. A well-preserved 1971 penny graded MS 67 red can bring over $600 at auction, since coins in perfect condition are extremely hard to find after decades in circulation. Condition, color, and mint errors are key factors in value. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part, the highest known auction value. In an astonishing auction event, a 1971 Lincoln cent with a dramatic double die error in pristine proof condition sold for $1.3 million. This record-breaking sale stunned many collectors and emphasized how hidden value can lie in plain sight. It's a reminder that even the smallest coin in your pocket could be worth a fortune under the right circumstances. Of course, not every 1971 penny is worth that kind of money. Most are worth face value in worn condition. But if you have one with a clear mint error or in brilliant uncirculated condition, it's worth checking with a professional grading service. Even minor die errors or rare varieties can push the value up significantly. Collectors also look for other varieties such as off-center strikes, clip planchets, and repunched mint marks. These may not be worth millions, but they can still bring anywhere from $20 to several $100s, depending on rarity and grade point. One important tip for collectors is to store coins properly. Keep your Lincoln cents in acid-free coin holders or albums to protect them from moisture and corrosion. A coin that might be worth a few dollars today could be worth much more in the future if preserved in top condition. If you're searching through rolls of pennies from the bank or coin jars at home, keep an eye out for shiny red coins, sharp strike details, and any doubling in the lettering. Don't be discouraged by the large mintage. Many valuable coins have been discovered in the most unexpected places. In conclusion, this coin 1 cent 1971 Lincoln Memorial United States coin history. This coin 1970 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin, a piece of American currency that might be worth far more than a single cent. The Lincoln cent has a long and storied history. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it replaced the Indian head cent. The obverse has always featured a portrait of Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to honor a real person. By 1959, the reverse of the Lincoln cent underwent a significant redesign. The wheat ears were replaced with the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This reverse design continued until 2008, making the Lincoln Memorial cent one of the most collected coin types in American history. The 1970 Lincoln Memorial penny belongs to this classic era. On the obverse, we see Victor David Brenner's original portrait of Abraham Lincoln. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features the Lincoln Memorial, with Lincoln's statue visible in the center, a tiny but remarkable detail. The 1970 Lincoln cent was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. Among these, the San Francisco Mint struck both proof and business strike coins. It's this mint that produced one of the most valuable varieties in U.S. coin collecting. While millions of 1970 pennies were struck overall, the most notable version is the 1970s small date Lincoln cent, especially when it appears on a double die obverse. This rare variety was discovered by collectors due to its unusual design characteristics and eye-catching doubling on the date and lettering TO distinguish the small date from the large date. Collectors look closely at the shape and position of the numerals in the date, particularly the 7 in 1970. On small date varieties, the top of the 7 is level with the other numbers, while on large date coins, it sits noticeably higher. What makes the 1970 small date double die obverse coin so valuable is its combination of rarity and error. Doubling is most visible in the word liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust." These features are clear indicators for collectors and graders to identify the coin accurately. These rare double die varieties were not intentionally made. They result from a misalignment during the hubbing process, when the coin's design is imprinted onto a die. Such errors are relatively rare and become highly sought after once discovered and verified by grading services like PCGS and NGSeed. In terms of value, this is where things get exciting. While common 1970 pennies hold mostly face value, a genuine 1970 small date double die obverse coin in top condition can be worth a life-changing $1.2 million. Yes, that's correct. Over $1 million for a single penny, if it's in pristine proof condition and authenticated. Even lower grade examples of this rare variety can command several $1,000s depending on their condition and market demand. Coins with strong eye appeal, deep cameo contrast, and clear doubling consistently attract high prices at auctions. Collectors and dealers suggest checking any 1970 S-proof pennies you may own under magnification. Pay special attention to the date and lettering. If you suspect it might be the rare variety, getting it graded by a reputable service is the next crucial step. It's important to note that counterfeit versions do exist. This coin 1 cent 1970 Lincoln Memorial United States coin history.